should be recording.
Okay. So,
I guess I should
sure.
probably put away for chips and give you a quick introduction. Bonjour et bienvenue. Today's UDOS, done virtually due to the ongoing public health situation, is by Miriam, who will be talking about Persian New Year's. So take it away.
Yeah, sure. So today is 20th of March 2020, and I'm super duper excited that I talk about Nowruz, the first day of Persian New Year. So, okay, first of all, who is this lovely, nice cat? Anybody, any idea? No? Okay, let's look at the Iran map. Iran is located in the Middle East, and the map of Iran is very similar to a nice cat. So this cat perfectly fits into the actually Iran location in the world. Yeah, it is very famous in Iran that Iran is like a big, lovely cat. Yeah. So I want to talk about Nowruz today, and Nowruz literally means new day, which is the first day of the Persian calendar. It is not something that just celebrated by Iranian people. Many people around the world from Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, and many other stans in Canada, US, and Europe, celebrate Nowruz. Nearly 190 million people around the world celebrate Nowruz, and it is very valuable in many different cultures. So when it happens, actually, it happens exactly when at the moment of a spring equinox, when the sun passes the equator. So the Persian New Year exactly happens at the time of nature spring, and that is the special thing about that. It usually happens on the 20th or 21st of March. For example, this year it happens on the 20th of March, exactly today. So now, the most important part of our Nowruz celebration, which is the central to this celebration, and that is Haftzin table. Haftzin literally means 7 S's, which means we gather 7 different items on the table whose name starts with S, and all of them have a specific meaning, which is really valuable in our culture. The first important item on the Haftzin table is called sabze, which translates to grass, and it represents the rebirth and growth, and has the message to people to try to have growth in their life. The second important item is called sib, which translates to apple. It is the symbol of health and beauty. Usually Iranian love apple. The third item is called samanu, which is a kind of sweet pudding, and in some area it is also called sumalak, especially in Central Asia, and it represents the success and sweet happenings in the life. Sirke, actually it translates to vinegar, and it represents the age and patience. Iranian believe that age and patience come along with wisdom, and having wisdom and having wise people is very valued in this culture. Another item of Haftzin table is somagh. It is a kind of spice, Iranian spice, which is the symbol of sunrise and overcoming the darkness. The next item is called sir. Sir translates to garlic, and it is a very important item in Iranian medicine, and which leads to good health, having good health, and treating many illnesses. Another item is called senjed, which is actually a kind of dried fruit. One name that I could find in English for that, it is Persian, it is called Persian olive, actually, and it is a symbol of love. And finally, seke. It goes without saying that it is a symbol of wealth and money, and it translates to coins in English. So we gather all of these items on the half-sin table and wish to earn all of these things, including wealth, love, health, happiness, and growth and wisdom in the future year for all of Iranian people. But preparing all of this stuff started starts around 2 or 3 weeks before Nowruz. For example, first of all, we start with painting eggs. Eggs in our culture is the symbol of fertility. One of the important and interesting traditions that comes with Nowruz, and it is a part of preparation before celebrating of Nowruz, is a tradition which is called Khane Tekani. Khane Tekani literally means shaking home. But actually, again, it has a specific meaning, and that means removing all of the dusts, dirts, old things from home and make everything prepared for New Year. So Iranian usually buy new things, new dresses, and put on new dresses when they are present around the half-sin table. And of course, everybody gather with his or her own family and relatives, and it is very, very valuable in our culture that we start going to the people who are older in the family. It is a kind of respect to those people, and it is very important for us. One of the other important traditions that comes along with Nowruz is Chaharshanbe Suri. You may have heard about Chaharshanbe Suri. It is actually, it happens at the last Wednesday on the year before starting New Year, and which means we make small fires, and the festival is like jumping over the fire. It is a kind of celebrating of light, and again, it is a kind of symbolic activity, and that means just trying to fight with bad things in the life and try to overcome the badness and darkness, and just celebrating successes and light. Yeah, one of the important and interesting characters that comes in Nowruz is called Amu Nowruz, which is literally means Uncle New Year. And that person brings candies and coins and gifts for the kids. So does it sound similar to something that you may know? Yes, of course, that is Santa Claus. And it is very interesting. It might be very interesting for you that I tell you, Amu Nowruz predates Santa Claus 3,000 years. Yeah. And one more thing is that I told you, we put painted egg in the half-sin table, and that is the symbol of fertility. We put it beside grass, which is called sabze, and all together is the symbol of rebirth and growth. Again, it is similar to something that you may heard of, and that is Easter egg. And I need to tell this fact that ours predates Easter 3,000 years. So the inventions, there are many first things actually that comes in the Persian Empire, not just those eggs or Nowruz. There are many other important things that came first in Iran in the time of Persian Empire. For example, the equality of the men and women rights is something that came into the regulation in the time of Persian Empire. Windmill was one of the inventions, or underground irrigation system, which is called qanat in Persian language. It is a very valuable and technical construction that helps to reach the water to rural and different areas from the underground channels. And again, brain surgery is one of the things that came at the time of Persian Empire. It is the first things that happens in Iran, and even pajamas is something that came in Iran first. But one of the interesting things that I need to tell is that ice cream, birthday cake, and even tambourine are things that came happens and actually created in Iran for the first time. So it means that all of the things that are required for party and celebration and dance created there. I'm just wondering, world without Persian, how could to hold parties? Yeah, and many other things that I don't want to list them here. I'm just trying to give you a better understanding of whatever has happened in Iran, the civilization, all of the good things, all of the valuable things in our culture. Now
I want to welcome you all here to the first ever celebration of Nowruz at the BC Legislature. It is my honor to proclaim the 20th of March as Nowruz Day in British Columbia, the first time that has ever happened. Hi, I'm John Horgan, Premier of British Columbia. Nowruz is the embodiment of the good things that link all people together: hope, love, and joy. It reminds us to honor the past and focus our hopes for the future. Nowruz is a celebration of the potential for positive change. It is truly great to welcome the spring and to welcome a new year. May your days be bright and your Nowruz be prosperous. Nowruz Atan Firuz.
considered as registered actually in the BC on the 20th of March. So 20th of March actually is called Nowruz in BC calendar as well. So one of the most important messages that came from our old ancients in Iran from the time of Persian Empire is what the Dariush the Great, which is the name of Persian Empire. I just want to tell you the message that came from Dariush the Great, which is really valued in our culture, and that is to all of Iranian, three important things should be considered in all of life, which includes good thoughts, good words, and good act. This is the most important slogan of Iranian. So, as a Persian girl, actually, I wish at this moment for all of the people around the world that wealth, happiness, health, and love, and all of the good things like successes and growth happens to all the people around each corner of the world at this life critical moment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reem. This was so cool.
Yeah, welcome. Sorry, it was very short, but
No, it was great.
yeah, but I thought it is I could provide many other things, but my understanding was that today is 20th of March, and the more relevant stuff that I can talk about is just these kind of things. Yeah, I'm happy to answer any question.
Right, so today is when it's celebrated in British Columbia.
Actually, it is. It used to be celebrated each year among Iranian community, and also since last year in British Columbia. But now, because of COVID-19, nobody, all of the gathering has been canceled. Yeah, but usually no Iranian sits at home on 20th of March. Everybody is in celebration, just dancing and having party. But unfortunately, this year we are just doing party and celebration virtually.
I have a very specific question. You mentioned that spice, somak, or so. Is that the same thing as smack, like with spelled with the U and the C? Because that I've seen that before, and actually, I really like that spice. Like I tried it a few times. I'm just curious if that is the spice or.
It is. Have you ever tried kebab, grounded kebab?
No.
In Persian restaurants, usually they provide somak with this. We usually eat somak as a powder that's used on top of kebab. It makes a kind of sourness taste, sour taste to the food, and also it is full of vitamin C.
Yeah, I looked at it, just looked up. It is the spice that I tried before. Yeah, like there are different spellings that you can do, like somak.
Yeah, I just want to tell you, it is not hot at all. It is not smelly. It is just sour.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And it helps to digesting the oily foods like kebab. Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
Wait, when you say that the Persians invented brain surgery, are you referring to trepanning, like the drilling of a circular hole into the skull?
Unfortunately, I don't have enough. I don't know actually enough detail about that. But when I was just doing research about the inventions of Persian Empire, it was listed as one of the first things in Iran. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know about the details, but of course, it maybe the first idea, maybe some basic things has been invented at that time, but not at the advanced level as today is, of course. For example, one of the other first things is the post system, which is called chapar in Iran, and at that time there was just a basic idea about sending packages to other people through some specific people. But I mean, the way that today we are just trying to send packages everywhere is totally different. It's totally technical and advanced, but the basic idea comes from that time. I think about the brain surgery should be the same, but unfortunately, I don't have enough knowledge about that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, if that's all for questions, I just want to say another big thank you for taking the time to entertain us during, the uncertainty in the situation.
You're welcome. Yeah. I hope at least I can provide more information about the Iranian culture, because I noted that many people in Vancouver, at least, many old Canadian, actually, when I was talking to them, they didn't know anything about half-seen items. And when I went to Persia store to buy some stuff, they were very surprised with these kind of things that were the people were selling and buying. And so I think providing this kind of information in such multicultural environment would be very helpful.
I have another question about Persian culture. So I like to shop at Persia Foods on Broadway, and they have this candy item that's similar to cotton candy. And I'd like to know if I'm pronouncing it right. Is it Hajj Abdullah?
Haj Abdullah, okay.
Haj Abdullah. Okay. Thank you. I really like Haj Abdullah.
Yeah, Haj Abdullah actually is the brand of the candies. What was the exact candy? So we have gaz, we have baghlava, and different types of sweets and confectionaries in Iran that come around Nowruz. And yeah, in Persia, in West Broadway, I saw a lot of them. And also there might be a kind of surprise for many other people about a lot of goldfish in Persia store as well, that they were selling goldfish, and people were very crazy about what is goldfish in grocery store here at this time of year. I didn't talk about goldfish. Goldfish is kind of optional item on the half-spoon table.
Are you talking about these?
Yeah, which is the symbol of dynamicity and moving forward. Many people don't like to put it on the table because they think they will die, but
okay.
Marjam get kicked out or lose connection or something?
She's still here, I think.
No video, at least for me.
Let me see if...
Can you still hear us? Like, can you maybe write something in the chat or something if you can hear us?
Video is also frozen for me. But
it's just like probably connection dropped or something.
Yeah, probably connection or something.
Why can't these people build something that works?
I was just going to say that's the first time we've ever had a UDLS freeze in the middle, like UDLS crash. But I'm
okay, it seems like she just went offline, so maybe her computer ran out of power.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam, you're still recording.
Oh, thank you.